Hey, what's up guys? It's Austin. We're back with a new video for you guys tonight. It's going to be a little bit different than normal. We're not going to be talking about video games. But, before you guys get upset, just know that we're not leaving the video game genre. But to kind of add some new content and some variety to our channel, we're going to be talking about something that's very near and dear to my heart and also Chris's heart, which is photography and videography. What we got for you is 4 cameras at 4 different price points, 4 different sensor sizes, and we're going to look at how they do, what's out there in the market. So maybe you guys are interested in picking up photography, starting a YouTube channel, you guys will know where you're at. Also, maybe we can answer the question that's on everybody's minds right now, which is, do you even need a dedicated camera? You've got a smartphone in your pocket. Is it even necessary to buy an expensive camera that all it does is pictures and video and nothing else? So the 4 cameras we're going to be talking about tonight are the iPhone XR, which is the phone I'm carrying now, a Micro Four Thirds camera, Panasonic GX85, which we picked up recently, a Canon APS-C size camera, which is the 70D, and last but not least, a pocket camera, which has a 1-inch sensor, which is the Sony RX100 Mark IV. So the way we're going to do this is going to be kind of like a blind test. We're going to switch between video, switch between photos, and they're going to be numbered. So what I want you guys to do is during the video, before you get to the end, in the comments, write which number you think produces the best video and the best photos. And it'll be pretty interesting at the end to see what you guys think, because I think you're going to be surprised. So after this cut, we're going to start with video. And what we're going to do is we're going to do in-camera audio, so off of the microphone that's built into the camera in the video quality. So that's where we're going to start. After that, we'll go to photos, and then we'll do a recap at the end. So let's do it. All right, so just to further explain this, we're starting now. This is the first clip. We're doing in-camera audio off of the first camera, and we're going to go from here. So, and I don't want you guys trying to guess which camera it is based on the way the picture is, trying to guess the crop, because that's not going to work, because we're having to move the tripod back and forth to try to get the same aspect ratio in these. So this is clip 1. I'll turn my head a little bit so you guys can look, see what you think about the overall picture. And now we're going to go to camera 2. All right, so camera 2. What do you guys think? I'll talk a little bit so you can hear the audio. Move my head back and forth a little bit. Alright, so now we're going to move to camera 3. Alright, so camera 3. I'm going to talk once again so you guys can hear the in-camera audio. Move around a little bit so you guys can see how the picture looks. Alright, and I think that's it for this one. We're going to move on to camera 4. So this is camera 4. Just to touch on it one more time, we're doing this as scientific as we can. We've set all the white balance based on what our lights are set at. They tell us what the color temperature is on the back. We also set the aperture and the ISO for these as close as we could reasonably get them, and they still be exposed close to the same. So don't try to guess, once again, based on how close the shot is or how the framing is, because that's not going to work. We've moved the tripod back and forth 100 times in this, reframing shots, and we also had a bee situation a minute ago that we had to remedy. So, and we're also turning these all the way up to their max resolution. Some of them shoot 4K, some of them don't. We're going to downsample it all to 4K before, or to 1080p rather, before we upload it. So it's fair, but we did shoot them all at their max resolution. So we're finished now with the video portion for the most part. We're actually going to do a like a stabilization test, because some of these have in-body stabilization. I think that's kind of important to people in the YouTube community now to see. So we're going to do that now, and then after that we're going to do stills. So we're going to do in-body stabilization test, then stills, and then we'll wrap up. All right, so we're doing stabilization test now. We're going to use our lav mic for this because the audio would be terrible with Chris walking. But he's going to walk in each one. He's going to do the same pace for each test, so you can see how the in-body stabilization works on each camera. So that is camera 4. Go. All right, so this is camera 3. Once again, Chris is walking at the same pace. I didn't say it last time, just to clarify, it's all handheld. All right, so this is camera 2. Chris is walking towards me. One thing we didn't talk about was focus. I don't know if we're going to talk about it, but that may be something you guys notice difference in these is its focusing speed. So, camera 2. All right, so now we are at camera number 1. So this is the last one in our stabilization test. So you guys let me know what you think, and we're going to move to stills. All right, so I did some outdoor landscape type photography with these cameras. This is camera 1, excuse me. It looks terrible. I mean, to say the least, it looks very, very bad. I'm not sure what the deal is, but that's something you need to take into consideration when you're taking pictures outside and you don't have a computer with you and no chance to really review what they look like. Sometimes you get stuff like this, so definitely something to think about. So now we're going to go ahead and move on to camera 2 and keep going. Alright, so camera 2. I think this one actually looks pretty good. Full disclosure, I only had a 50mm prime lens with me, and where you had to stand to take this picture kind of made it rough to get a good framing, but overall this picture looks good. It's sharp. I'm pretty happy with the overall results of this picture. So that's camera 2. So now we're going to go ahead and move on to camera 3 and see what it looks like. Alright, so camera 3. This looks good. It's a little bit warmer than the other pictures. I had these all set to auto white balance because we were outside. It should have picked it up pretty good. So it's a little bit warmer than it looked in real life, but overall, clarity, sharpness, everything looks pretty good in this picture. I'm overall happy with how this looks. The framing is nice. This was a really neat location though, so it's kind of hard not to take a good picture here, but all in all, I'd say this is a very good picture, just a little bit on the warm side. So let's go ahead and move on to camera 4 and wrap this up. Alright, so camera 4. In my opinion, this is the best looking picture of the bunch. Tell me what you guys think down below. I just think the color temperature looks really good. I really like the angle. This camera gave me the ability to get a little bit wider than the other one, so just looks overall a little bit better. But once again, just a beautiful location. There was still some ice on the rocks and stuff, so I had a really good time shooting this. So now we're going to move on to some indoor shots. Then we're going to do the big reveal and close this baby down. Alright, so from first glance, this doesn't look bad. I've got Chris with me here for this, and he may chime in and give me his thoughts. But as you zoom in, you can see that it didn't really catch focus very well. After further inspection, it kind of looks like it focused on the front of the mouse pad there. All in all, I wouldn't say it's a bad image, but it's definitely a little bit noisy whenever you pixel peep it, and the focus wasn't great.
I'll have to agree.
All right, so first off, I think the colors look better in this than the last image. Definitely cleaner. It definitely caught focus better. I'll show you where it says GameCube on the controller is really, really clean. There's a little bit of noise in this image. All these images were shot at ISO 800. But all in all, this is a better image than the first, and it also has a pretty good bokeh effect. All right, so this image also looks pretty good. It's pretty sharp on the GameCube controller where it says GameCube. Pretty decent bokeh and not as much noise as the first two images. In my opinion, this is probably the best overall looking image. I like where the focus is. I like how the depth of field looks. It has a little bit more noise than camera 3 had, but I think all in all, this is the best looking image in my opinion. All right, so these are our cameras in number order. 1 was the iPhone, 2 was our Lumix GX85, 3 was the Canon 70D, and the last one, number 4, was the Sony RX100 Mark IV. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. And we're going to cut here and we're going to talk just a little bit more. And then we're going to wrap this baby up. All right, so we're going to do a quick rundown of specs on all of our cameras. We did the reveal so you know what camera was which. Camera 1 was the iPhone, which is, I have it in my hand. I'm using it to read the specs off of. So bear with me, it's just a lot of information. That way I don't stumble over my words. You guys get more concise information in this last part. So the iPhone has a 12 megapixel sensor. It's f1.8 all the time. I'm not going to talk about lenses on the rest of the cameras because we had all over the place lenses. But the iPhone to me looked okay overall. The video looked really soft to me. I was kind of expecting better because I've heard such good things about the XR, but in the end it kind of disappointed me a little bit. Camera 2 was the GX85. I'm really fond of this camera. I got it recently. It's not the newest in their lineup of GX cameras, but it's definitely a good camera. I think the video quality is great. My opinion, the audio is not that good on it, and the stills look amazing. It's a 16 megapixel micro four thirds sensor for that one. Next one on our list is the Canon 70D. It's all around a really good camera. Oh, one step back. The Lumix also shoots 4K video at 30 frames a second and 1080p at 60 frames a second. So once again, glad I have this stuff to read because this is a ton of information to go through. So the 70D's 20 megapixel APS-C size sensor. It shoots 1080p at 30 frames a second. Overall, it's a good camera, really good for stills. The video, I think, looked pretty good to be just 1080p. The Canon really has their color science down. It's not as much adjusting to get the color the way I wanted it to look, but you're stuck at that 1080p 30, which in this day and age is just kind of lacking. But overall, it's a good camera, decently priced right now. But as far as prices go, I'm not going to give you guys exact prices. You guys can look those up because they're all over the place. And most of the time when I buy a camera, I usually buy one used because you can get really good deals on used cameras. I use Adorama, so check that out. They don't sponsor the video or anything like that, but it's a good camera site to check out. Next camera, and the last camera, was the Sony RX100 Mark IV. I was really impressed with this camera. The stills look good. The video looks absolutely amazing. It does 1080p at 30, 60, 120, and 240. Believe it or not, this pocket camera will do 900 frames a second. It does crop the image down. I'm not sure what the exact resolution is. It's not the best, but 900 frames a second is absolutely bananas. You guys got to check this thing out. It's not cheap. For a pocket camera, it comes in at about, I think you can get one for about $650 right now. I know I said I wouldn't talk about prices, but this thing has really blown me away. Out of all the cameras we've messed with, for size and price and what it is, it's a pocket camera. This thing is absolutely amazing. It has a 1-inch stacked backlit or backside illuminated sensor, 20 megapixels. This thing is, I can't talk enough about it, but let me know what you guys think. What did you think was the best camera? You know, what are you guys shooting? Let us know in the comments. If you like these photography videos, I really like doing them. I think Chris likes doing them. This might be something we try to incorporate more into the channel just because we both have such a passion for videography and photography. Hit us up on Facebook, Instagram, all of our social media. Let us know if you like this video, if you want us to do more like this, and we'll see you guys next time. Okay. Oh, wait, don't go anywhere yet. I forgot to say, Lion's Den. You won our t-shirt from last week's video. Once again, this is at the end of the video, so this just goes to show, watch our videos all the way to the end. Lion's Den did, and it worked out for him. He's got a t-shirt coming his way, and that's probably where we're going to start sticking our giveaways is at the end, or maybe not. Watch the whole video so you guys know next time. We'll see you soon.